Nothing is concealed that will not be revealed, nor secret that will not be known. I think this applies so much to one of the great saints of the 20th century, Saint Teresa of Lisieux, the Little Flower. She was a Carmelite nun who lived in a monastery about 100 years ago. She entered the convent at 16, died at 23. And I was like, normally you would be forgotten, but not her. Her story of a soul, which was her diary of her experiences and her theology, became a worldwide bestseller. She eventually became a saint and doctor of the church. And even now, 100 years later and half a world away, we're talking about her. We see that in our own lives, sometimes that we do things that are known. You know, I donate a wing of a hospital, put my name on it. But oftentimes that doesn't happen. Instead, it's the little things, that I refrain from speaking about a person, or I hold my tongue, or I do some little act of penance. It's not something that no one will ever know, but God knows. Nothing that is concealed will not be revealed, nor secret that will not be known. Even the bad things. For example, about 2 weeks ago, I got a new computer, and anybody who knows the trials and tribulations of setting up a new computer can feel my pain. And there is a point there that I just threw a temper tantrum for about 5 minutes. And after that temper tantrum, I was like, oh, thank God no one was around to see this. But then again, I knew that God was around, that he was there, and not probably too pleased at my behavior. But also, we have St. Peter. I thought about St. Peter in this, based on this reading. He denies Jesus 3 times on Good Friday. And I wonder what he would do if Jesus hadn't risen from the dead, if he would have just kind of kept it and hoped that no one would ever have found out. But as we know, Jesus Christ did rise from the dead. He did go to Peter, and Peter did have to own up and reveal that he denied Jesus 3 times. And so at the end of this, whoever denies me before others, I will deny before my heavenly Father. Peter is definitely the poster child for this, denying him 3 times. And yet, that didn't define all the relationship. He was forgiven, and then he went on to go and be martyred and give the ultimate witness to Christ for all. For all of us, sometimes we don't do things that are quite right, sometimes things that we wish would never find the light of day, but then again, God is there and knows all things. And so we come to our Heavenly Father seeking his mercy now, whether it's in confessional or whether we seek his forgiveness in other ways. We are seeking his forgiveness so that we experience that mercy now rather than judgment in the hereafter. Jesus is saying that nothing is concealed that will not be known, and indeed nothing is concealed, both good and evil. And he looks upon everything that we do with love, and so we have no need to be afraid, because he loves us and wants to reconcile us, no matter what we do, to himself.